Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Collision Ring Report. Coming up, we tell you recaps, highlights, and analysis of what happened tonight for the Continental Classic on Collision. Three feature matchups right here, as you see right here. A lot of feature matchups coming up here on Collision. We're not going to waste no time whatsoever on Collision with Claudio taking on Brody King. Which one of these two big men will be advancing on to get points ahead of the Continental Classic in the Blue League? We'll talk about that. As well as Daniel Garcia is in action against Andrade Alilio. Daniel Garcia has been a regular on Collision. Can he continue on his collision of getting points for the Continental Classic in this round robin tournament in the Blue League against mainstay Andrade? And in the main event, Bryan Danielson taking on Eddie Kingston, the Ring of Honor and New Japan World Strong Champion, who's putting all his cards on the line in this tournament against Daniel Bryan. We talk about this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Collision Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the AEW Collision Ring Report. Thank you all once again for joining us on this Saturday. Normally, we want to thank you. So, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. This is a live, premium live event here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And we thank you all for watching the after show here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Go to AEW Collision Ring Report. The Continental Classic in the second week, but it continues on the Collision. It did just earlier this week on Dynamite. So, what did Collision have in store for us? 3 huge matches, including 6 men that want to compete to earn points to become the Continental Classic champion. So, we're not gonna waste no time whatsoever. We're gonna kick it things off with the beginning of the match with Claudio taking on Brody King, Brody King. These two big men wanted to prove that they deserve a chance and a shot of earning some points. This was just a point system tonight, and it was that a point system indeed. And what a point system was, we told you, Brody King, who's took it to Claudio throughout the match. Claudio took it to Brody King as well with the forearm shots and stuff. Brody King even held his own in the match, but Brody King found a way to pin Claudio and get the 1-2-3. This is not over for Claudio. Claudio still has a chance and momentum. Brody King looking strong, looking tall and strong throughout his match. Brody King earning himself some points. He earned him 3 points tonight. So Brody King getting himself ready and jockeying position to advance on to get points for the Continental Classic. As a reminder, the Continental Classic is a round robin tournament. The tournament continues. Everyone will have to wrestle each other to advance on, and then at the end we'll know who had the most points from the Blue League champion, and they will take on the Gold League champion. So it's a round robin style tournament, and Brody King advances on, getting points for his team. So we'll see how that's going to go. Speaking of that, Kiara Hogan took on Avion in a women's division match. It was kind of strange to me. Avion playing psychological mind games with Kiara Hogan. Kiara Hogan tried to hold her own against Avion, but it just wasn't the case. Avion won, and they did a little tease that Avion might be taking on Julia Hart. Julia Hart wants to make notice that she's coming for Avion, and Avion might be Julia Hart's next challenger. Julia Hart really didn't see that coming. Julia Hart appeared it came dark, and then she appeared, and she kind of made her clear that she wants Avion somewhere somehow. So somewhere down the road we'll see that coming up. Ethan Page made his return to Collision as he took on MJF for the AEW title unsuccessfully. Well, Ethan Page wanted to go out in a big way. Ethan Page issued a challenge to one of the AEW's premier stars He challenged Kenny Omega to a match for next week on Collision. So Ethan Page trying to build himself up. I guess they're building their stars in AEW since they lost the stars, CM Punk and everybody else, which they kind of got some established stars like Moxley, Jericho, Bryan Danielson, but it's not gonna be the same. But they're gonna try to make it work as they can want to do. But Ethan Page gonna take on a mainstay in AEW. He'll take on Kenny Omega next week, so we'll get to see that next week. Ethan Page in phenomenal shape when he was with the North, and I always figured Ethan Page was gonna go further. I thought Josh Alexander was gonna go further, but Josh Alexander wanted to stay in Impact. So hey, that's his business, and hey, how that go? Well, Willie Mack, who's been a mainstay on Impact too, but he's AEW now. Willie Mack issued a challenge to Warlow. He wants to take on Warlow next week. We know Warlow has been playing these mind games with MJF and everybody else. Warlow kind of setting the tone. I think Warlow doesn't care. I think Warlow's gonna accept this challenge, and he's gonna make an example out of Willie Mack one way or another. I think Willie Mack should have just let it be, but Willie Mack wants to take on Warlow so he can get his name out there. So we'll see. Well, there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of vignettes and stuff, and on their interviews. Even Tony Storm made an appearance tonight. Tony Storm came on there and she talked about Sky Blue, that she's gonna take Sky Blue down and Sky Blue won't have a chance of winning her women's title. Tony Storm, fantastic character development. I never would have thought Tony Storm would have got over as she has, but she has. She took on Charlotte Flair. Tony Storm really didn't get over in WWE as we thought, but Tony Storm really getting over in AEW and it's really working and it's really progressing. I think Tony Storm, they doing the right thing with Tony Storm holding the belt and showing her personality as a Hollywood starlet coming forward. But she'll take on Sky Blue next week on this week on Dynamite. On the Bruce Storm take on Sky Blue on Dynamite. It's gonna be premiere to see, and Sky Blue even made fun of Tony Storm about her quotes and stuff about this and that. But we'll see that next week on Dynamite. This coming up Wednesday, we'll have that match, results of the match coming up this week on Dynamite on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. It was more as well as these former tag team partners, Shane Taylor and we show Shane Taylor and Keith Lee. Keith Lee, they never they were once tag team partners in Ring of Honor, back in the old Ring of Honor. Now Shane Taylor has wanted to fight Keith Lee to a match, and they're gonna fight Final Battle. Oh, we're here. Hey, Taylor versus Keith Lee next week. No, at Final Battle. So we'll see that match coming up between these two massive Hoffs. A Hoss fight, if you ask me. We'll see that. Well, Aleister Black was in action as well. Aleister Black, the House of Black. Well, that was Brody King. I'm sorry. That was Brody King. Meant to say this was Aleister Black and Buddy Lee. They was in action as well. Aleister Black and Buddy Lee wanted to get some jobbers, but then FTR came out there out of nowhere. FTR trying to come out there and be defiant. FTR tried to put the finger on the bird, and he got kicked for his misery and got kicked out. I think FTR versus the House of Black is gonna really be good. I think that's what they need to be focusing on, FTR and the House of Black. And I know Dax tried his darndest to keep a CM Punk in the company, just didn't work out. Maybe one day when all things heal, CM Punk may return to AEW like he did in WWE, like he doing in WWE. Things have to heal in order to get better. Oh, how that's going to be, we'll just have to wait and see. See for the House of Black versus FTR. Well, we told you this. Another match that was happening. Daniel Garcia took on Andrade. Daniel Garcia, the rookie upstart with the submission, took on Andrade. Daniel Garcia and Andrade. Well, Andrade had Lana out there, but It was a good, decent wrestling match. It was the best wrestling match out the night. Dan Garcia versus Andrade. Well, Andrade won his match. Andrade proving that he needs Miro's wife Lana. Lana paying dividends and for Andrade. I don't know what's going on. It's like a business relationship, and I don't know how this is gonna go further. But, how further it's gonna go, we have to wait and see how it's gonna go. Well, Miro told Lana he wanted to go in Andrade's office locker room, but Lana prevented that from happening. Why? And the husband and the wife trying to tell the husband, hey, you shouldn't go in there and you shouldn't interrupt. When I guess that's your business manager and stuff. Miro probably thinking there's something going on even more worse. Remember that time Miro had to take down Bobby Lashley and how that went down. So there's a lot going on with that. So a lot of factors to be addressed, but we just have to wait and see how this is going to progress between Miro, Lana, and Andrade. How this is going to go, stuff. But I meant to say the correction that it was the House of Black taking on Christopher Daniel and Matt Sydal. I guess they're trying to put them as an impromptu team and stuff. So hey, how that's going and stuff. Well, Samoa Joe made a rare appearance tonight. Um, we saw Samoa Joe do a segment with Roger Strong, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven. We know that Samoa Joe will be teaming up with MJF this week on Dynamite to take on some mystery team that this person has done. So there's a lot going on. I tell you that right now. So we saw Haven and Bennett was in action. They won their match as well. So no need to sugarcoat that as well on how that went down. Also, too, Commando went against Kip Sabian. Commando took down Kip Sabian and put him down like a bad, like a like a life flash flyer. I think, but how Kip Sabian did tonight. Well, it was the main event. The main event was Daniel Bryanson taking on Eddie Kingston. We told you yesterday, Daniel Bryanson may have been the reason that CM Punk is no longer in AEW, but hey, they want to move on from it, and they're gonna eventually we gonna have to move on from it and move on and see how that went down. Well, Daniel Bryan took down Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston didn't even have a chance. Then Daniel Bryan even had this right here. Daniel Bryan put down Eddie's a bum. Um, what that means? I guess he tried to say Eddie Kingston's a bum. Daniel Bryan was wrestling in a one with an eye patch on, and Dave with the eye patch led to that being tonight. Well, Bryan wins his match, and he's kind of like taking over CM Punk's spot as on Collision and stuff like that. And Bryan wins. He gained some points, so we'll see how this is gonna go for Daniel Bryan. Gain some points. Could he be the winner of the Blue League? We just have to wait and see and how this is gonna go for Daniel Bryan on Collision. All right, that does it for the Collision Ring Report. We're gonna move quickly to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we told you yesterday Daniel Bryan was part of a committee that was the one that led CM Punk to be released. I think CM Punk, my opinion is, I think like Jim Cornette was saying, they should have worked it out and worked their differences, but then people want to be children and stuff. But we'll see how Jungle Boy Jack Perry is going to do and going forward with that, but how that's going to go for him. Well, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Nature Boy Ric Flair and Sting. We know that Ric Flair will be in Sting corner. His final match in wrestling in AEW at Revolution March 3rd. We'll see that. We'll have the predicted outcome for that. We know that Nature Boy Ric Flair had said a lie. We showed you yesterday about the line. If you want to watch it, Nature Boy Ric Flair said about the line about girlfriend and boyfriends all shouldn't be, going forward and stuff. How that's going to go. Well, Ric Flair being Ric Flair, so hey, let the man be himself and let him be enjoy himself doing what he want to do. And how that's gonna go. Well, that's how it be. Well, that was kind of like a quick collision. We're gonna leave you with Daniel Bryan with this Eddie is a bum stuff. Know why he did that, but can Daniel Bryan continue on his winning ways and earning points to get to the round robin and win the Continental Classic tournament? It's the only thing that on that matters for Daniel Bryan. Thank you for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Collision Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon, so long. We'll see you Monday for the Raw Ring Report, where we know that Jay Uso will challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Thank you all. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see